I am the Queen of Zandalar, and a queen kneels to no one.
They should use their minds to save the world, instead of devising ways to tear it apart.
No. Not while the Black Moon still cries out for vengeance. Not until the Horde has answered for its treachery.
The war is serving its purpose. Stay focused on the endgame. You know what is to come.
The two essential weapons of an adventurer. A bottle of good gin and a jar of tasty jam. This is Girls Gone WoW!
Hello, you're listening to Girls Gone WoW show 695, recorded on Sunday the 9th of August 2026. I'm your host EJ, and with me I have my lovely co-host Raven. We're back. Thank you for being very patient whilst I turned into a pirate for a week.
How was your piratical week?
The staff at Moorfields continue to. I'm just going to leave this slightly jaunty parrot on the Twitch stream.
Oh, it's not. You need to move it a little bit further over if you want it to be on Twitch, because there we go. There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
The staff at Moorfields continue to be delightful. They were very, very good. Turns out I burned through local inundation quite quickly, so that's useful data points.
Oh.
It was all of a sudden there was a point, and I was like, I can feel that, and they all went, "Oh, hold on!"
Like, help. Okay. Yeah. No.
Hold on. It's like
Stop.
something went in my arm, and like my face got splashed with more stuff, and they're like, "How's that?" I'm like, "That's much better, thanks."
Oh dear.
So which sort of makes sense for like other reactions I've had to previous things, so that's just a useful data point. I am still currently putting eye drops in my eye 9 times a day. It was about double that last week. And at night I've got a special security mask, like a little shield that I have to tape over my eye so I don't accidentally like rub my eye while I'm asleep.
Right.
And what happens virtually every single night is I get into bed and I snuggle down and I get comfortable, and then I go bollocks, and I have to get up and go to the bathroom and put my eye patch on because I've forgotten about my eye patch.
Oh dear.
But yeah, no, it's I was saying in the pre-show, the worst thing is one of the eye drops they've given me is an anti-inflammatory eye drop. Mm-hmm. Anti-inflammatory, take away inflammation, you take away pain, aka pain relief.
Mm-hmm.
And that has to go in 3 times a day for about another month, I think.
Oh
my
God.
Sheet. Yeah. That one, about a minute after you put it in, it feels like you put shampoo in your eye. It stings like anything.
Oh,
and
no.
I saw them this week because they had to take a little bandage contact lens off that they'd put on for a week, and I'm like, why does the anti-inflammatory one hurt me? The doctor just giggled slightly. I went, yeah, I know, sorry about that.
Oh,
I'm like,
dear.
Okay. I'm like, so it's supposed to? He said, yeah, that's perfectly normal. I'm like, great. I just thought I'd double check because know.
Yeah.
So yeah, but thank you to everybody who sent me lovely little messages. I really, really appreciate it. It was all a bit of a step into the unknown, because although I don't get squeamish about things, I was like, I'm not going to like read up exactly how they do this beforehand, because I think that would be foolish. But interestingly, they don't. So back in the day, they used to take out the old lens and stick in a new lens. Because when I was there, they were like, any questions? I'm like, question. I said, can I see my lens after you take it out? She went, oh, I'm really sorry. I went, oh, no, that's fine. I understand if you can't. She goes, no, it's not that, like, if I could, I would.
They obliterate it with a laser, don't they, now?
They ultrasound that. Yeah, they use ultrasound and they break it down and they sort of hoover it out of your eye.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh. I said, well, that's cool that you do it like that. I said, fair enough. I mean, that's fair enough. You can't show me what you actually like.
No, you've just like vaporized it. Yeah.
That's a reasonable response. So yeah. Oh, parrot down.
Oh no. Oh
Let
dear.
me go put my parrot back. Stay there.
Oh
I think
no.
the heat's got to my parrot.
Well, yeah, a bit like the heat's got to the cat.
Yeah.
Oh no, that parrot's
So,
not staying there.
Just hold on to my parrot. So yeah, all in all, would recommend. Well done. Have already seen a significant. I knew that cataracts was causing a lot of different distortions, but I hadn't realised how much of an impact it was. And obviously, I still have my spooky eye problem, but at least now I just have my spooky eye problem.
Yes. Okay.
So yes. How are you, my lovely overly heated friend?
It's too hot. It's too hot. My ability to tolerate heat for long periods of time has just been obliterated by this perimenopause nonsense. Even on the HRT, I just can't do it. I just don't have any sort of stamina for it. And Britain's about to head into its 6th heat wave. Woohoo! So it was 30 degrees, 31 degrees in Buckinghamshire/London today. They are currently predicting 36 for Thursday. And one of the weather people I follow says that if anything, it's going to go up rather than down. Sometimes they've been predicting really high temperatures and then it's dropped as it's come back in. They don't think that's what's currently happening for the rest of the week. So Wednesday, Thursday and Friday this week are just likely to be extremely grim. Thursday in particular. I'm supposed to be giving blood on Thursday. So yeah. And my portable aircon unit is broken. And I haven't managed to get anyone to fix it. I've tried a couple of people, but there's not that many people who fix the portable ones. So I do have another little desk fan arriving tomorrow, and it's a desk fan that you can put ice in, like it's supposed to be a little little mini cooler. Okay. Now there's a lot of sirens. Sorry, I think
there are a lot of sirens. Yeah.
I apologise if you can. There are just a lot of sirens outside my house. That's sort of concerning. So I apologise for that. So it's a little box, and you put cooled water and you can put ice cubes in it, and it runs the air, it runs the air across through the cooled water.
Okay.
So it just means that the air will be a little bit cooler. It's not full aircon. I don't every
blue and two in your area just circling your property.
I can hear I don't know what's going on out there, and it doesn't seem to be getting any closer or any further away, so I don't quite know.
No, it just sounds like they're circling you.
Yeah, why are the cars not moving? That's a really good question.
Okay, we'll just let Raven try and... I mean, so there's no way physically that they should be able to be circling Raven's property.
They are stationary. They have blocked off the main road outside my house.
Oh, yes. There is a big road that runs alongside Raven's road.
Okay,
so you might just have to
three police cars have stopped. They've caged in and stopped a car on the road right by just outside the Shell garage. So there's two. Okay. So there's literally they've blocked a car in between them.
Oh.
So they are they are stationary out essentially on the main bit of road outside my house.
Well, there you go, everybody. Exciting things happening in Buckinghamshire.
I shall have a look on my local Facebook group later on this evening to find out what happened, because that's how you find out what's happening things in Buckinghamshire. And then tomorrow, probably, the Bucks Free Press, which is our local newspaper, will have some kind of story. Okay, the sirens have gone off. I don't think the cars have moved, but the sirens have gone off. Right, well, that was exciting. Yeah, so it's It's too hot. It's too hot, and Buckinghamshire's full of sirens. So yeah, good times.
Great. Well, let's try to get back to a little bit of normality. And let's go and find out what's going on in Azeroth. So, this week, patch point 12.1 drops, the Curse of Ulatek. So because it's dropping, Wowhead, Icy Veins and Raider.io collaborated in interviews with WoW devs to discuss the narrative and open world content coming, how the removal of computational add-ons has gone, visual clarity improvements, interrupt trackers, Mythic Plus dungeons, and more. There was a lot in there, so I thought the best thing to do was to suggest to go and check the interviews out on your favourite site. And from what I could see, each of the sites had also linked in all of the stuff that the other site had talked about. So actually, pick your favourite. You'll get all of the info. I'll put some links in the show notes section on Discord as usual.
Okay. Don't forget, when you log in on Tuesday/Wednesday, depending on where you are, there will be more campaign. So you can complete the first part of the campaign by picking up the quest to Hagar's Invitation, which starts in the middle of Silvermoon City, somewhere where, in the bit where Lorthamar is. Lorthamar's got a little, it's not a very long quest chain, takes, I don't know, half an hour, maybe? Something like that?
Yeah, about half an hour.
But you will need to do that before you can get to the 12.1 content. Oh, there is a dungeon. Yeah, there is a dungeon in this part of the quest. So sorry, the questing takes about half an hour. Getting through the fucking dungeon, it takes another half an hour because it's a stupid dungeon that's absolutely stuffed full of trash. I don't like the Masala Caverns. It's too much trash.
So I've done it with followers and I've done it with pugs. I think it was quicker both of the times I pugged it than trying to get Captain Garrett to do it for me.
Captain Garrett,
so you might have to bite the bullet.
I did it on followers because I'd forgotten how terrible it was because I haven't been in there for ages. So I did it with Captain Garrick, and Captain Garrick has an extremely completionist approach to the trash in this dungeon.
Oh, she really does. If you're the leader,
yeah, she just I was trying to lead her, and she just wasn't really having any of it. So I was sort of pulling things, and then just she was miles over where those police sirens are, pulling some other pulling some other nonsense. So yeah, you'll probably need about an hour actually to finish it, but you can do it as a follower dungeon, so you don't need to do it as a pug if you don't want to. We will link to our previous show notes about what's coming in the patch, and also Taliesin and Evertal have a good rundown, or there's rundowns on Wowhead and those kinds of things. So yeah, don't forget to do your little intro quest before Wednesday hits.
It's August. It has been for a while. So the trading post is live, and it's sort of got a cowboy Badlands theme to it.
Yeah, it's weird.
Which will reward the Midnight Outlaw Ensemble for filling the bar, and there's a couple of different other colour options purchasable, along with the Badlands Buzzard mount. It's what you think it is. Yeah. And also available this month is the H-Forged Blaze Cycle, which is a colourway of the motorbike, which was previously only available as a promotional item. I think that was the one...
Was that the one they did the competition? They did a competition, didn't they, for designing bicycles?
Was that the Mountain... No, I think that was the Mountain Dew one.
Oh, was that the Mountain Dew one? Right,
I think that was Mountain Dew. But you can now purchase it on the trading post. I think it was 500 tokens.
Okay, that's pretty reasonable.
So I included a photo. Look at the lovely Outland. Those two humans look like they're in the middle of Durotar, and I don't think it's a very sensible place for them to be.
I don't think that's a very sensible place for them to be. They could be in the Badlands, though.
They could be. No, you're right. They could be in the Badlands.
I mean,
anyway, if you want to go with some sort of cowboy aesthetic, they've got you covered this month in the trading post.
Yeah, the cowboy hats are quite nice. Anyway, 12.1 12.1 also brings with it the ability for guildmasters to link their in-game guild with a Discord channel, so players can communicate together even if they're not all in-game at the same time. Once connected, new messages from Discord will appear in-game with a purple Discord item, and guild messages will appear, and sort of vice versa. Guild messages will appear in Discord with a white controller icon. The channel will have a disclaimer stating that it is connected to WoW. Messages from guild members who have not linked their Discord accounts will not appear, and you can only send messages if you have linked your account. We will try and turn this on for those of us who are in our little guild, but who knows? I think it does work reasonably well with some other games, but like WoW are not the first people to try this. But if there was ever a point where Discord was going to get buggy, in fact, chat in WoW can be a bit buggy, Discord can be a bit buggy. I just sort of have a feeling that this might be a complicated thing.
On Wednesday I shall attempt to make this happen.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, we've only got the one guild, so we'll give it a go on. We'll probably have to wait till Wednesday for the EU.
Yeah. The new patch means it's time for a new Twitch drop, and this time it's not a Murloc.
Thank God.
So instead, for watching 4 hours of WoW Twitch content from August the 11th to September the 8th with a creator who's got drops on, you will get the ensemble Sorcerer's Grassy Garb, which is basically a sort of
it's a
dark
witch's hat.
Green hat and cape.
It's a witch's hat and a little cape.
Yes, in a very sort of foresty green.
It's a really odd choice. It's a really odd choice.
I wonder if they heard all the people going, not another Murloc, and just went, quick, let's
grab something else.
These garbs have been turning up in the trading post each month.
Yes, they have. Yes.
And I wonder if they've just swapped one out because everyone was like, we don't want another Murloc right this time.
Yeah, but I don't know that we need a... No, it's fine. You know what? Never mind. Doesn't matter. We're getting a Twitch drop. A Twitch drop is nice.
It's a freebie.
I will have drops
I'm not
on...
going to poo-poo my freebie.
I will have drops on next week.
Okay. Right, so that's what's been happening while we've been away. Which now brings us to our topic for the week. So we asked you, which WoW NPC do you really love to hate to love, and why? Raven, this came from your list of suggested topics, so I'm like, Raven will have a great answer for this.
Well, they weren't my suggested topics. They were just on a post-it note that I found kicking around the corners of my computer. I don't know where they... I literally don't know where they came from. I opened up the Sticky Notes app, and there they were, and I was like, oh, okay, I must have noted them down somewhere. And I really don't have a good answer to this question. I mean, I guess in terms of NPCs that I think are really overrated and I'd like to go away and just not turn up again, probably top of that list is Helmut fucking Nessigberry.
He's retired.
Yeah, I had enough of Nessigberry. There was too much Nessigberry. That was it was funny it was sort of funny the first time. And then it sort of stopped being funny quite quickly. What's the Harrison Ford one? Harrison Jones. That's
Harrison
another
Jones.
Yes, Harrison Jones.
Yeah.
There's another NPC that overstayed his welcome. The trouble. Oh, sorry. The siren.
Oh,
I think the sirens are now leaving, but they can't apparently leave quietly. Okay. Harrison Jones. There's a lot of these NPCs that are they're funny when you first meet them and you get the joke and you're like, haha, I see what you did there, Blizzard. And then just leave it alone. Leave your little joke NPC alone. We don't need to see him again. And I sort of feel like Harrison Jones and Helmut Nessigberry fall into that sort of category. You see, the bloke in you see, this is the trouble. I can't remember any fucking NPCs' names. This is a terrible question to ask me because I don't know what anybody is called. The dude in Westfall with his sunglasses, the CSI dude. What's his name?
CSI dude. Yes.
Horatio Lane. That's his name.
Yes.
He's quite funny. He turns up once. He does the thing. You're like, that's funny. I quite like CSI, maybe not that CSI, and then you're done with it and you're going away. But I think Nothing Murray kind of outstayed his welcome. I think most of the NPCs that we see a lot of, like, I'm kind of cool with most of them. Like, I quite like, I don't know, like Rathian sort of outstayed his welcome a little bit. I just think maybe what they did with Rathian in Dragonflight was not particularly engaging. But I just don't have any really strong feelings about NPCs, to be honest. What about yourself?
I was trying to think if there's anybody who they turn up and I'm like, oh God, not you again. And there certainly was a stage. Do you remember there was that character called, I think he was called Bud. And
Oh, yeah.
he turned up in a couple of expansions. He turned up on a boat and we all got kicked off a boat together, and then he turned up in Oldham. And he was somebody like that. As soon as that character turned up, it used to drive me up the wall. But I think by the last iteration of him turning up, I think I'd gone full circle and I was like, oh, leave him alone. Don't let anything happen to him. Yeah, he was definitely in the Vashir intro, and then I think he also turns up in Oldham. I think you rescue him out of a cage in Oldham.
Yeah.
And I just found him sort of over the top and unnecessary.
Yeah, I was going to see, Salmus has just raised the other one I was thinking of, which is Johnny Awesome. I don't know, I always felt like Johnny Awesome was a joke I didn't really get.
Johnny Awesome, like, I didn't like Johnny Awesome, and then Johnny Awesome's horse died, and I felt really sad because he was really sad because his horse died.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's good that he was, like, that shows some sort of character, that he was sad because his horse died, but, like, yeah, I just didn't, like, you've made the joke once, Blizzard, and we can like it or not like it, and then we don't need to make the joke again, I don't think.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think the thing is that occasionally, I don't feel like they've done it as often recently, but there was certainly a period where they would do a joke and they'd like, look, we did a funny, and you're like, yes, you did. Well done, Blizzard. That was funny. I found that quite entertaining. And they're like, oh, they liked the funny thing, and then they kept hammering the funny thing, and then you're like, no longer funny. Stop it now.
Yeah, I guess the sort of intense rounds of layoffs means nobody remembers anything anymore. So at least that means they're not belaboring some of these points endlessly. I mean, I guess also probably having a ready character model for a quick NPC quest is probably quite helpful to sort of reuse some old stuff. But yeah, there isn't anybody that I've got like super strong feelings about, I don't think. What
big discussion about Johnny Awesome?
Yeah, there's lots of chat going on in about Johnny Awesome. What about yourself? Who's on your list?
Good. I think it's the joke ones, the jokes that are taken too far. There's nobody particularly like. Is there anybody that they could bring back and I'd be like, oh, not them again?
I don't think we've had that many repeats lately.
Okay. It's not that I don't want to see him again, but I sort of feel like they don't know what to do with Thrall.
Oh no, they don't. They have no idea what to do with Thrall.
And so every time he turns up,
I feel like in parallel they also don't.
I'm still here. Again,
yeah. Well,
like, I'm still here.
I
my
feel
kids
like
are a bit bigger.
In parallel, they also don't really know what to do with Chris Metzen.
Maybe that's it. So yeah, every time I see that he's going to be in it, I'm like, okay, but is he going to do anything? Like, I sort of feel like he had this big thing where he went against the elements and he was ashamed and he went against the elements and he lost his faith and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, great. Okay, well, are you going to bring this story back round? And we've never got that story to come back round. And I just, like, if he turns up again, or when he turns up again, I want you to sort that story out. I want him to either like never be able to talk to the elements again, or he does something magnificent and the elements are like, ah, yes, this is what we were waiting for. Well done, Thrall. You are now once again Goel, and we can all live happily ever after. And he can just wander off and like be an awesome dad or something.
Yeah. Which I thought, I thought that was where his story was. It's like, okay, and he's gone and had kids. Like, there we go. We can just leave him. We can leave him be now. But now he has to turn up periodically. That is kind of annoying. Yeah, he should have wandered off after Kata. Yeah, exactly. He was done.
Yeah, like they need to finish that story, or they just need to let him like be world's best dad, raising the next generation, rather than keep sort of hoofing him out because Chris Metzen wants to do some storylines. They can make Chris Metzen a new character.
They can he can roll another one. That's okay. It's
exactly.
It's like Dungeons and Dragons. You just roll a new one. It's fine.
So lots of you had much stronger feelings about this than Raven and I did. So we're going to start with Salmis.
This is Salmis reporting in for this week's topic, What Compels Us to Care. At this point, World of Warcraft just needs a list of significant characters. I didn't pay much attention to the little tyke in the Stormwind throne room when I first started playing, but he's since grown out to be quite a complex character. Anduin Wrynn is only one of 2 people I know of who has punched a dragon in the face. I have had a few moments of Anduin fatigue, and while I know it's problematic, I still sometimes look at him and just want to say, oh, just be king already. Magni Bronzebeard, most known for popping up at unexpected times to tell us about the wounds, has been an unreachable father, a statue, then both at the same time. It now seems to have softened a bit, and it warms my heart to know he's getting some time to appreciate his family. In the current batch, I know I'm being led by the authors when I can't help but like Zul'Jin, while knowing that he's going to be making some decisions I very much don't like. I hope he doesn't make us have to kill him before his story has a good place to land. Azeroth is turning out to be one of my favorite soap operas. Salmis out.
I was pleased that Magni kind of got a kind of end to his story. Like he got kind of a bit of a happy ending in the Isle of Dawn. Like it kind of, it settled down. Yeah. That was nice. I was pleased about that.
Yeah. I mean, he's not going to get his best dad ever mug anytime soon.
No.
But certainly I think those meetings are going to be more cordial.
Yes, an opportunity to make some kind of amends. That seems like a good thing. That seems like a good thing.
Is there anybody? Is there one NPC in particular that as soon as you see there's some content or you see them in whatever bit of world we're at, you're just like, yes, they're here. I'm very pleased. Or somebody you would like to see.
I mean, I always like it when the Night Elves turn up. I've got a little bit of a soft spot for Tyrande, although she needs to kick Malfurion in the balls a couple of times, and just he's a whiny git. Tyranda's great though, and Chandra's Feathermoon. I like all of the Night Elves, particularly the Lady Night Elves. And so I enjoy a bit of that content. There isn't really I hope they do get around to sort of. I mean, Anduin needs to Anduin's had long enough now. So if we could just if Anduin could come and do the next bit of his own personal story arc, that would be great. We feel like you've had plenty of time to sulk, so maybe get on with it. I'm interested to see what they're going to do with Sylvanas. She's obviously hanging around again, and has sort of popped up a couple of times. So I suspect when we get into the Last Titan, she's going to be. I mean, maybe even later this expansion, but I suspect Sylvanas is going to be sort of useful or pivotal or something again at some point. I don't know for sure, but like I said, that feels like that moment is coming.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I really hope that they give her big final moment. This is the place to do it. This is the right moment to do it. They brought her the way they brought her back was weird.
It's quite weird.
They should have brought her back. Bringing her back in the cutscene was weird. They should have brought her back a step earlier than that.
Yeah.
Like, we should have perhaps got into the Sunwell room, and she, like, before the fight starts, there should have been like a momentary cutscene, and she's like, "What's up, bitches? I'm here to help."
Yeah.
And we would have gone, "Oh, hello.
Oh.
Good timing. Well done."
Yes.
Right.
Can be useful. Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah. Yes, I do. I don't think they would be foolish enough to try and redeem her, but I do think that there could be a very, very interesting story arc, and this could just be a way of letting her rest, because I think she needs to.
But yes, exactly. They need to have some confidence to eventually let some of these people go. Thrall needs to retire. Magni has retired. Like, Sylvanas something needs to happen. She needs to be given some kind of ending. And I'm agnostic about what that kind of ending should be. I think a lot of people would probably not feel very good if she got to, like, go home and, like, you know, retire to the countryside or whatever. That doesn't sort of feel like, you know, hugely appropriate. She did burn Tildrassil. We are still a little bit sore about that particular point. But if she's not going to stay in the Shadowlands or stay in the Moor, then she needs an end to her story. And they need to be a bit more confident about letting some of these characters go. Just, you know, it's been 20 years. We don't need to have the same people.
I'm always pleased. I'm always pleased when Chromie turns up.
Oh, it is nice when Chromie turns up, yes.
Yeah, always makes me happy when Chromie turns up, even if she's got a list of quite bizarre jobs for us to do. I'm always like, it's all right, Chromie. Chromie can literally turn up and she's like, "Can you go and do this terrible chore for me?" And I'm like, "Yes, Chromie, I will go and do that for you." With a smile on my face, and why am I doing? I don't know. Chromie asked me, I'm doing it. Yeah. So yeah, I'm always pleased when Chromie turns up. And I kind of got a soft spot for Bwonsamdi turning up, and I sort of miss. I was doing something the other day on an alt, and I managed to like die while I was in the Shadowlands, and Bwonsamdi came and taunted me, and I forgot that was a thing that happened.
Oh,
and it made me very pleased.
Excuse me.
So yeah, again, he's another one. I'm just like, that sort of feels like a story that was started that we need to hear more of. So I'd be interested to see him back. What did the rest of you have to say? Well, Jalem says Flynn Fairwind.
Oh dear. Yes.
Like, we followed him for the whole quest line, making sure the locals, NPCs and wildlife didn't kill him in BFA while he's drunk. And he's known at every single bar. And then poor Talia Fordragon, who was my favourite NPC, was always swooping down to save him. I love how she's at the Sunwell at the moment in Silvermoon City in Midnight. If I could play any NPC, it would be Talia. I want more of her. Though Flynn is a likeable rogue, I guess.
Flynn was a good character. I enjoyed Flynn Fairwind's character.
Also, I love the fact that him and Shaw.
Yes, exactly.
Cute.
Yes,
absolutely.
That is lovely. That is lovely. Phoenix Heart said, "There are so many to choose from. I think I'm going to go with Bwonsamdi. I'm more or less convinced that he is a force of good in the grand natural order, even if he does not always do what would be good for me. I'm always excited to see him and look forward to the sassy things he'll say to me. I love the Kyrian spirit healer at the graveyard, but I miss Bwonsamdi there for laughing at me or saying some snotty things. I hope he makes a return, even if in a minor way, in the Curse of Ulatek. Also, Bwonsamdi has one of the coolest models. I mean, I think he might be the coolest looking lower, though I do like how Kwanzu from the Emerald Dream looks also."
Hold on. I'll show you my Kwanzu.
Oh, yes. There we go. Yes.
I have Kwanzu on my shoulder for that made no sense in podcast land. But yes, I have Kwanzu on my shoulder.
You do.
Yes. See, not just me that misses Bwonsamdi.
No.
So there we go. Excellent. Good stuff. The Queen of Murlocs sent us a Murloc sound. And said, no, really, this is my submission.
I mean, hardly
Queen,
surprising.
I'm shocked.
Hardly surprising. I mean...
Here's my shocked face.
Yeah. I did love the Murloc quests where you go and do the, for the King of Murlocs, or you go and do the ones where there's a wedding you have to arrange, isn't there, at one point? Up in Azuna or somewhere. Like, I did super enjoy those quests where you're like questing with and for the Murlocs rather than like just obliterating them.
Yes.
I super enjoyed that.
Always very. It's become that quest that I look for every expansion. So when I got to Zulaman and found King Murgle, I was like, yes, excellent, some Murloc helping questing.
Yes.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yes.
That is one of those things that is humorous but is worthwhile turning up every time. Look forward to that far more than I look forward to like, where's the poop quest this expansion?
Yeah, there are some jokes that have got a bit old, for sure. Gilbo says, I'm most familiar with Midnight, to be honest, and the one I love to hate and definitely hate to love is Astalor. Although, on one hand, there's something charming about him, and I mean, nice voice. On the other hand, he's so annoying, especially when he gets all sadistic and starts ordering you to kill. Yeah. He's interesting, compelling even, but God, please shut up. I don't know how he is before Midnight, though, so I'm excited to keep playing and find out. He is a brand new for Midnight character, mostly. I think he was sitting around somewhere previously, but I don't think he had any actual, I don't think he did anything previously. Maybe I'm misremembering.
I think
20 years of this game. I may be misremembering it.
I think he'd sort of been talked about previously because he was an advisor to Kelthus, and he was the co-founder of the Blood Knight Order with Romath.
Yeah, okay, but he didn't.
So
really...
he's been in the history before, but I don't think he's been front and center.
Yeah. I don't think you
as
can
much as he was
sort of talk to him previously. Salmis says, "Kill for me is being retired for Prey in the new patch." Thank goodness.
We did see him in the Burning Crusade, and we did see him in Warlords of Draenor, but only sort of like he wasn't as front and center as he has been this time round. But he does have quite a sort of impressive history. But yes, I won't miss him. Like, kill for me. I'm like, literally when there's nothing around. Why do you always ask me to do that when there's nothing in my vicinity?
Are we also retiring Valera saying, now strike just as something dies? Because that's also incredibly irritating.
Sounds is right. The critters will breathe aside for a leave.
Yes, the critters will breathe.
Because the first thing you do is like, where's a critter? I've only got 2 seconds. I hope so. I hope that somebody has
somebody could just sit Valera down for a couple of minutes and be like, I just need you to not say that when everything is in fact dead, because that's not appropriate.
Yes.
I also could do without her saying, just rest up a minute when I'm in the middle of like a solo boss fight.
Yeah. Or she's got a line where she tells you to do it better next time while you're still in the middle of killing something. You're like, I'm busy, woman.
You're like, do what better next time? Like, I never know what she's talking about. Anyway, sorry.
So maybe like for this expansion, Valera would be our top pick to hate up. Bring back Bran. Where's Bran?
Yeah.
Marie says, I would have said Sylvanas, love to hate, but her return to sanity, wholeness, spoiled that. So maybe she's turning... Back in the day, I revelled in hating Fandral. Oh god, yes. He was so condescending and vanilla, I wanted to punch. Always been... Stackon? Has always been very punchable.
Sorry, we're just getting a little bit of Discord. Discord playing up just there. Sorry, podcast listeners. EJ was just extolling on how punchable Fandral is, which is I think a good word for sure. Cheryl says, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get flack for this, but Thrall! He's so ineffectual most of the time, except once in a while where he puts down some really big truths. The internet calling him Green Jesus added fuel to my fire as well. Yeah, it's not the best of nicknames, really.
No. I mean, like that cinematic way he goes and finds Anduin in the desert and is like, come on, son. That's great. Perfect.
Yeah.
He was the best pick for that, absolutely. But they these moments for Thrall have just been so few and far between. Marie says he's more like Green Moses. So So yeah, they do need to do something. Thank you for backing me up on my Thrall theory there. Phoenix Heart says, I want to like Thrall, but like you say, he's mostly been useless. Last major quest I did was about him having a fit about the type of weapon he'd like to whack the Morsworn with. It's like, come on, dude, you used to be my wise leader. What happened?
That
Yeah,
was
I have to
the
say,
worst
that
quest.
Oh my god! Like, stop being
Like,
such a
dude,
picky so-and-so.
you are
I've just
in
I've
the
rescued you.
Yes.
Just anything that you can hold in your hand and clobber other people with will be enough.
We are in the land of the dead. Maybe you could just make do for 5 minutes. Yeah, that was terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Pastor Matt says, I didn't love to hate him, I just hated Garrosh. Such a lame character. Oh no, I'm so sad and weak. My father was a terrible person. Oh, he was a hero and saved the orcs, you say. So now I'm strong and a brave and a Nazi. I also hate how they did both my favourite characters from Warcraft 2, Warcraft 3, Illyria and Sylvanas. They did both so wrong. Oh. I do think it's unfortunate the amount of kind of rewriting of characters they did between kind of Warcraft 2, Warcraft 3 and World of Warcraft, although I guess it's kind of inevitable because of the sort of development of the story and the fact it's been 25 years. But yeah, Garrosh was not... I wasn't a big fan of the Garrosh like story arc, for sure.
He sort of it was one of those you could see where it was heading before it went anywhere.
Yeah.
And it happened quite inelegantly.
Yes.
Stilgar says, in vanilla I really had a disliking for Moira.
Oh,
The way she joined the Dark Irons, especially after seeing all the things the Dark Iron Dwarves tried to do during questing in the Dwarven lands, it felt like the ultimate betrayal. Nowadays, I feel like she's a great character, so that's no longer the case. Another one is Sylvanas, partly because of how she always seemed to show up and have this big role, while from vanilla she's always felt like such a selfish character. I don't like how she got away with all she did, even though I understand it from a story point of view and all the domination magic involved. It still feels like she's the teacher's pet while secretly being a total bully. Last honourable mention, I think, for me, is Nessingwary, both senior and junior.
yes.
For obvious reasons. But on the other hand, I was always curious to see where they would show up and what they would be up to. I'm glad we seem to have seen the last of them in Dragonflight, though.
Yes, they definitely overstayed their welcome, for sure.
Did we see them in The War Within?
I don't remember seeing them in The War Within. I don't remember. You can check whilst I read our final submission from Ams, who says, not sure why, but Alex Straza has and will always be my favourite character in WoW, closely followed by Tyrande. I've always liked powerful female characters when done well. Both have significant flaws, the latter being overtly reliant on Malfurion and the former on Corialstraz, or being weak enough to be enslaved by the orcs. But overall, I love both. Veranoth went from Mir to Hearts in Dragonflight, and I do really like Xalatath too. My irksome ones are Helmet Nessingwary and Xavius. Both have been overused at this point. The former is probably the most dull quest giver ever, and the latter is just yawn. I hope neither comes back ever, really, but I doubt we've seen the end of Hemet.
So I knew I'd seen Hemet in The War Within.
Ah.
He's in the Ecodome in Koresh.
Oh, of course, he's in the fucking Ecodome. Of course he's in the fucking Ecodome. Well, it's because that was terrible questing. I've like wiped it from my brain.
Everyone's tried to forget the
Oh,
Ecodome.
yes, of
Yeah,
course.
he was in the Ecodome.
Okay, all right, fine.
But yes, I don't believe I've seen him this expansion.
Well, we haven't got to the Ecodome round yet.
No, I mean, to be fair, if he's going to be anywhere, he's probably on the Isle of, like, big snakes, isn't he?
Oh, God. Yeah, so we might be about to meet him.
Might be about to meet him. Cool. I mean, there were some people I did expect that we heard there, but there were certainly some people I hadn't thought about before. Anybody has popped into mind while we've been talking about this?
No, I mean, I guess there are a few people like Xavius who I just sort of forget about them, and then sometimes you go into a dungeon and you're like, oh, is it you again? Hello. And I guess there are some people that just get overused like that you're like, but then so many dungeon bosses, it doesn't matter. Like, it kind of doesn't matter what the questing is going in. It's like, so many dungeon bosses are like, well, the person who's the big bad at the end of the dungeon just needs to have had some friends along the way for you to murder, because you have to have more than one boss in this dungeon. So I can't even remember what most of their names are, or like half the time I can't even remember what their like tactics are, unless we're doing Mythic Plus in them. So there's quite a few people that I think get reused as like mid-level dungeon bosses who I just don't really know who any of them are. Don't remember nameless NPCs.
Insert boss here.
Yeah. Give it an interesting mechanic or a tedious mechanic. But no, I don't think there's anybody who's really kind of stuck out at the moment. Yeah. I think it's actually my turn to read the middle bit, but it's not. But you colour.
Oh yeah, I didn't colour the middle bit, so great.
But if you're enjoying the show, perhaps you could give us a like or post a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you are listening. We're hoping to try and grow the audience a bit this year, and we'd love for you to help us reach new people. We'd also love for you to join our Discord channel over at bit.ly/ggw-discord. You can also watch our live show on Sundays at 8 PM London time or midday Pacific at twitch.tv/silkyraven.
Well, that brings us to catching up with Cassunda. And previously on the Cassunda Chronicles, Cass has captured the dock workers leader and is now waiting for his allies to finish up and hostiles?
Let's find out.
The Cassunda Chronicles, Dockwork, Part 11. Greetings and salutations, my friends. 'Tis I, Cassunda. I waited in the room. The sound of combat started to ease, and, my new friend, shall we say, had started to come round. He wasn't too impressed about the fact that he, couldn't move. I had to place a material in his mouth. His words were getting quite uncouth. A gentleman like myself shouldn't hear such words. At least not when there's other people listening. But we waited. And eventually this device buzzed. Master Cassunda, the combat is ended. We are outside of the door waiting.
Walker, thank you, my friend, thank you. I think you'll find Traeger has the key. If not, I can open it from in here using my skills, but easier to use the key, isn't it? Less messy. At that point, there was a click, and the door opened. And my friends walked in. SI7 and watchers alike. Our friend, eyes bulged. He realised that what is the phrase? The jig is up, something like that. And excuse me, there's still a bit of dust in this room. I think I want to tore down the curtains. One of the SI7 members, more arcane in nature, asked if it was time to send him. Myself and my handler for SI7, I'm not going to use names, we are talking matters of security here, which is why I have not described any of them either, just in case they have to go undercover. I know what it's like to be undercover after all. I know what you're thinking, behave. He started to weave an incantation of some kind, all slow, like this here. I could never understand how they do it. And then eventually a portal opened. Two of the larger members of SI7 hooked an arm under each of our friends' arms and dragged him through. He was kicking and, well, he would be cursing at them, but he still had that bit of material in his mouth, and they dragged him through. I informed the rest of my friends I would see them back at the estate. I would be going through the portal with SI7. They understood and nodded.
Tragar saying he would not go to the house, the estate. He'd catch up with me another time, but he could still spin this if need be. Not everyone had been killed or captured. Some had escaped. He showed me where secret compartments were in the room where paperwork was held. But he is going to try and escape through the shadows and catch up with some of the others that had escaped as well. They might be able to work their way up the ladder, shall we say? Find out who this Sea Lord, Sea Lady, whatever it was, I can't remember exactly how they were referred to. The next boss is. He'd let me know through SI7. I nodded a thanks, and I stepped through. This place is unusual. It is one large plain room with a couple of high windows which let light in. Obviously you can't see what's out there. Is there anything to see out there? I don't actually know myself. But our friend was tied to a chair. The cloth was pulled out of his mouth, at which point he started cursing and swearing until he realised that he wasn't actually going to get out of this place because the portal had now closed and he was now trapped in a room with no exit and 6 people. My handler looked him in the eye and said, "You are going to answer our questions. Eventually. You can hold out as long as you like, but we will get the answers out of you eventually. We will know everything that you know. You're never getting out of here again. You're here for life." Our friend shut up. Whether it was through fear or stubbornness, believing he could hold out and somehow escape, I don't know, but he went very quiet. My handler said to leave him with them. They'd update me. They'd summon me here if need be. I don't know how to get here myself. This is a very distinct place that only certain people know how to get here. And they are highly trusted. As I went to leave, my handler said to me, as for your friend in your basement, he referred to the old trading partner that had joined the cloaks. She is in a safe location. Because she was used, they preyed on her greed. She's cooperating. I think she's realised what happened. So they put her in what they call protective custody, I think they call it. And it is for her protection. She will not see a lot of people for some time, but in a safe way. At that, I was teleported back to Boralis, and I made my way back here to the estate, where I'm now resting and recuperating. And, excuse me, knock on the door. Yes? Master Cassunda, I wonder if I may have a word with you. A matter I wish to discuss with you, and you are a man of the world and may be able to help. Of course, Morcar, my friend. Please, come in, sit down. What is it that's troubling you?
Oh.
Oh.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll find out what that's about in a future episode.
This is so exciting. Sorry, I was so into that, and then it stopped, and then I'm like, oh, I've got to do the podcast now.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you,
you're driving. You're driving this week, so yeah.
Oh, I've had 2 weeks off. I'm just like I'm on shiny top form. So 2 weeks off. It's been quite hot. What's your gaming looked like for the last 2 weeks?
Not not huge quantities, to be honest. This weather just continues to really kick my ass. I did get into WoW for a little bit this week to just kind of do my chores. Like, I did catch up with the questing, the pre-questing before the patch, because I actually hadn't sort of done that. So I did catch up on that little bit of story and run the Masala Caverns again, even though they're terrible. And yeah, Captain Garrick needs to chill the fuck out. So that was good, just to kind of get that set up for the patch. I did manage to kill Nullius on a single question mark.
Yay!
Which I didn't like. It's just quite an irritating fight. It implied in the instructions that you wouldn't get more interrupts, things to one-shot interrupts than you had available on your character, but you blatantly fucking did. So there were a few times where I think I had to try it about 10 times, and every time I got one shot, it was just that I didn't have an interrupt available. Like, it was just like, I don't have an interrupt. And occasionally, Valera will be like, oh, maybe I should kick that for you. But she's not reliable. In the interrupt stakes. It has been suggested I should try doing it as healer and with her as DPS. But
maybe.
Yeah, apparently that's sort of quite an easy way of doing it. It just takes quite a long time. So I might give that a go maybe on Tuesday, just before everything drops on the 2 question marks. But generally speaking, I haven't done much in game, just kind of tidying things up and yeah, just not doing very much really. So I spent a whole night doing Nullius, which was just a bit of it was just irritating. I found it very irritating. I don't like how much I'm being asked to interrupt when I only have one reliable interrupt.
Yes.
On a minute
long cooldown.
Like, it's on a minute cooldown, yeah. So, or 45 seconds, I can't remember. It's something like that.
I think it's 45 seconds on that one.
But yeah, I don't have anything. We did on Thursday go and do a little bit of fun achievement raiding. So we did get everyone. No, I was running with Valera as healer, which is what I usually do. So she shouldn't really have been kicking anything, but she does sometimes.
Heals.
But only very inconsistently. So, yeah, annoying. Anyway, Thursday night we went back to a Midrisil when we remembered where it was.
Yes.
So
we
there's a bit of
about
all
sorts of portals and
momentary confusion as we tried to remember how to work out how to get back into the Emerald Dream. But then we went to a Midrisil. We went through all of the achievements. I managed to get them all done. Some of them, this is not a soloable set of achievements.
No.
At all. You need at least 6. No,
you.
Yes, you need at least 6. A total of 6 people. Yes. Ideally, you would take 7 people, because there are a couple of instances where having the tank be one of the 6 people was a bit of a problem. But yeah, so this was a real mixture of achievements that were brilliant and amazing and super irritating. So so you can get quackers. So the reason that we went back to a Midrisil is because one of the achievements, you go to the council fight, and if you remember, there is a mechanic in the council fight where people get turned into ducks. And if you get everybody turned into a duck whilst you are standing, and you can click on Sergeant Quackers, who is standing on a wall, he will jump off the wall and come into the fray, and then you will get your very own Sergeant Quackers pet. And we obviously went and helped Sergeant Quackers. We were obviously helping Sergeant Quackers overcome his fear to defeat Chimeras a few weeks ago. So yeah, we did that. That was nice. The first couple of achievements are like fine, like set some flowers on fire and let some small animals,
critters out of the
singed critters out of the cooking pots. Yeah. Yes. Then there's a very irritating. Oh, then there's this the Volocross where you have to the fiery snake, where he has to eat a load of like swogs, which just took a long time. He took a long time to eat his swogs, but it was fine. Then there's quite an irritating one. Well, it's not really irritating. It's like there's a really cute one with the butt plug and Ivy. Ivy is a little baby deer, and so the butt plug. I can't remember what this boss is actually called. But there's a butt plug you have to charge up.
He's called the butt plug boss.
It's called the butt plug.
That's what we call him.
Plug boss. You have to kill some things and charge up a butt plug, which I think is supposed to be a seed of some description, and then you have to use the seed to cleanse the deer. But the deer won't fucking stand still. She's quite problematic. And I mean, the first problem was getting her to come out from behind the little sort of area that she was standing. She was standing behind a fence, and she did not want to leave the fence the first time at all. So, yeah, we did that. We rescued Ivy, and there was a really cute thing at the end where you can reunite Ivy with her mum, Laradar. There we go. Butt plug boss. So that was all right. Then quackers. Then there's a whole load of nonsense where you have to get debuffs from like all over the fucking instance. Very, very irritating. It's very irritating to have to kind of open up a boss and then go back and pick up a thing from all around the instance. You need 6 versions of this thing. So there's one where you have to go and get a debuff to get some water to cleanse some runes. And then there's another where you literally have to go and pick up some ghosts. So this is before the final boss. Literally, you have to go and pick up spirits from like anywhere in the whole, like there's 6 of them and they're all over the fucking place. And there's also a very irritating one where you have to find whelplings in a tree, which was very confusing. And you need 6 people, you need to do this 6 times. Each person needs to find their own whelp or cleanse their own ghost. So yeah, it was quite fiddly, but some of it was very cute. So yeah, we all got, all the people that were with us, apart from the one who joined late, got their cats. They've got like night elf, like sabery, purpley cats. So it was good fun though. It took us just about the whole 2 hours. We had a good fun night's raiding.
Introduced new people to naked achievement raiding.
New people to naked achievement raiding. Yeah, so we did have a couple of people with us who, I think Gilbo in particular, who'd never done an achievement run with like a couple of tiers prior raid. So yeah, it was like, have you ever come and done this before? No? Okay, great. So the first thing I need you to do is take off all of your clothes. Promise I'm not being weird. In game. Definitely, and also probably unequip all your trinkets if they've got any procs. Dismiss all your pets. Because otherwise everything can get accidentally one-shot.
We have been caught out by this
have been caught out by this many, many times. So, yeah, we introduced a couple of people to naked raiding, which was always good fun. Corin Wolf still has his naked raiding button, which is quite nice. So Corin Wolf has a button to remove all his clothes.
I have one of those.
Amazing.
I still have one of those in my setup.
Amazing. So yeah, it was good. It was good times. But I think those are the most things I've done in game recently. So that achievement run and killing Nullius and getting set up for the patch. It's kind of about it. I opened Steam to see if Baldur's Gate 3 needed any patching, and it did. And it says I haven't opened it since like August 2025. But I haven't actually had a chance to play any of it yet, so I haven't opened it to see if my save is still okay and whether they're all still in Rivington or whether they're all pissed by now, I should imagine. But that's next on my to-do list, although it's not going to happen this week because we have a fucking heat wave.
I believe I saw something about there being one final like patch coming for Baldur's Gate 3.
Yes, I think I did see that somewhere. Yeah. Saw Larian doing some stuff the other day. Cool. What about yourself? What have you been up to?
I have been signed off with my spooky eye, so I've had a bit more time. So in WoW, I have sort of mostly been in a holding pattern. I just had a couple of things because I'm now running 2 accounts, I had a couple of things on my North American one that I needed to clean up. So got the Endeavour ticked over. I ran a lot of raids and got that ticked over, so that's all done. And just tidied everything up to make sure that everybody's ready. Realised that on that account I hadn't done the first bit of the new campaign, so I was like, oh good, so I went and did that this week, so that's all ticked off, ready to go. So yeah, everybody's just doing their professions quests and killing rares in an attempt to perhaps have some of those mounts drop. But most of what I've been doing the last couple of weeks, listeners might remember that my lovely husband Face got me a Switch 2 for my birthday, which was recently. So I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to have a couple of weeks of like not being able to do anything. So I went and looked at Pacopia and saw that they wanted 60 of your Earth pounds for it. And I'm like, no.
That's quite a lot of money.
A lot of money. And
That's the trouble
I've
with
never really been into Pokemon. I was like, if I was really into Pokemon, I'd be like, fine. But like Pokemon has just been a thing I was aware of, and I just thought it looked like a cute game, and I'm like, it's not £60 worth of cute.
No, that's the trouble with Nintendo stuff. Is they tend to just keep selling everything at full price.
Yes, because they can.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, so what else is available? So I scoot through the Nintendo shop, and there'd been a release of something that I'd seen previewed at one showcase a while ago and had sort of forgotten about. So I've basically put 2 weeks into that, and it's called Moonlight Peaks.
Oh.
And it's adorable. It's this little cozy game. So for anybody who likes any of those cozy games where you have to, for some reason, you've ended up somewhere new and you have to set up a house and a little farm, and you end up there's lots of people, and you end up doing like trying to make friends with everybody, and there's an overarching story. So it's one of those. Adorable. Is this even working? I don't know.
Oh dear.
But it's called Moonlight Peaks because you do everything by moonlight because you're a vampire.
Hey, of course you
you're
are.
the cutest little vampire. Simon walked past and he went, have you managed to recreate your WoW gnome? I went, yes, I have. Yes, absolutely.
Amazing.
Absolutely. As I'm scrolling through, I'm like, can I have Princess Leia hair in purple? I can. Brilliant. Okay, well that's what I'm doing. So I am I'm the daughter of Dracula, obviously.
Okay, of course.
And Dad and I have had a huge row, and I go storming out, and Mum's like, "Oh, you know what he's like," and I'm like, "I'm leaving, and I'm going somewhere else." So I go off dramatically to somewhere where apparently Dad used to live, and everybody keeps making like vague comments about what an arsehole my dad was, and I'm
right.
Like,
okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Good.
Fair enough. So there's a vampire family there. So there's like my uncle's there. Uncle Victor's there, and you meet Uncle Victor. So there's some vampires there, but the whole town is populated with supernatural beings. So there's vampires and werewolves and witches and mermaids and seers, and a human family moved in recently. That was weird.
Was it the Addams family?
With a mum who started us doing yoga to rebuild our mana.
It was not the Addams family, no.
But not only am I a vampire, but it turns out my mum was also a witch, so I'm a vampire witch. But not only that, but I've also learned how to occasionally be a mermaid. That's as many exciting. Oh, and I can also turn myself into a cute little hell kitten. That's adorable.
Is being a mermaid compatible with being a vampire? These things don't like.
Yeah, you can get in the water in the dark.
Yeah, but mermaids are like during the day, aren't they? Mermaids are not nocturnal.
These ones
are nocturnal. Okay.
These are all everybody here is nocturnal because basically we all get up at we all get up at 6 p.m.
Okay.
And we all have to go to bed by 5 a.m. or we go poof and turn into like if I'm still out and about trying to do things at 6 a.m. not 5 a.m. 6 a.m. At 6 a.m. poof, I turn into a flock of bats and I have to fly home.
Oh, okay. I mean that would be inconvenient to getting things done.
for this last hour, you get this a louder and louder clock noise ticking.
Okay.
And one day I was like, oh, fuck it, let me see what happens when this runs out. I just turned into a flock of bats and took myself home. And I'm like, there's no penalty for this.
You just stop.
It just forces me to quit. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So I started being less scared about being caught out in the sunshine.
But you get 12 hours of rest. That's great. That's very good.
I know, it's great. 12 hours of shut-eye, and then...
Oh God, I wish... this
amazing,
this does remind me about the time I worked night shift, I have to say. I worked 11 till 7, though. But, yes, it was weird. It was a weird summer. But, yes, 12 hours of kip, that would be good. I'd like 12 hours of sleep. That'd be great.
Yep. I sleep in a coffin. I've got a lovely, I've got a hell kitten that came with me on the train. As I left home, the hell kitten came with me. He's called Tibbles. He's very opinionated, very cat-like. Sits on everything while I'm trying to do things.
Yeah.
It's adorable. So if you like that sort of cozy game with a supernatural theme to it, give Moonlight Peaks a go. It's been a lot of fun.
Yes.
The most what hasn't been quite so much fun, although it's sort of been slightly adorable, is because we've hooked up the Switch 2 to the TV.
Yes.
I've been sitting on the sofa.
Okay.
And
do you have permission for that?
Well, this is the thing. I've had to negotiate sofa time off Sophie.
Right. Okay. I was going to say there's some kind of contractual obligation. The pre-existing contractual obligations on your sofa, like, you know.
Yeah. Sometimes that. So the other day, she was so annoyed by this because she tried sitting up here and she was so annoyed that she ended up trying to sleep on top of the controller to see if she could stop me moving it that way.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I went to the loo the other day, came back and found River was having a nice conversation on Teams with a couple of my colleagues.
Oh, lovely.
That was quite nice. Fortunately, just the two that directly report to me and not like the whole company or something. So that was that was fine.
Yes, treats and pets must be paid as tax. There has been much of that. She has had much of that. So
it's quite complicated.
So yeah, no.
It's quite complicated sitting on the sofa at EJ's house. Like quite a lot of comments occur. If usually when we go to EJ's house, we try to do it at a time of year when we go outside and sit in the garden because the rest of us don't have a garden. But if it's raining or something and we have to come and sit inside, the negotiations get very complex. Quite quickly.
Yeah, I love how often our cats will circulate as if to say, "Are you still here?" It's like, yeah, they're still here.
And sometimes Bella will sit on the arm of the sofa.
Yeah.
And then if you try and touch her, she'll growl at you, and you're like, okay, fine. It's like, no, I don't. Like, I just want you to leave. What I want is for you to leave. Like, if I wasn't making this clear, I wasn't asking for pets. I'm waiting for my sofa back. Like, okay, fine, thanks.
So yes, that has very much kept me entertained in between me sort of throwing eye drops in my face. So what have the rest of you been up?
Of course, the other thing I did do on Friday that you could join me with is that I did IRL go to a little pub in London called the Mayflower and meet up with Stilgar and Ams and Nadriel. And we had a nice time in what is a very quintessentially British pub on the Thames. The Thames bit of the Thames side of the pub was extremely full, so we didn't sort of go out that time, but that side. But we had a very nice evening sitting in like one of those old English pubs that's just got loads of shit stuck all around the like walls, including what looked like a stuffed parrot. Yeah, it was quite idiosyncratic. It was also quite funny that the route to the cellar was like right behind the bar, like the barmen were like standing, so there was a couple of times where they had to go down into the cellar, and once they got the lid pulled up, the other people who were still working behind the bar had to keep stepping over the hole to like keep serving drinks. It was like that does not seem very health and safety compliant.
God, it's been a while since I've seen a pub like that.
I know.
I was very sad to miss it. Unfortunately, I started some new exciting medicine this week, and it was disagreeing with me quite badly.
Yeah, but it was good. It was wonderful. It was
IRL.
wonderful to meet everyone. Yeah. Yes, indeed, Magic Kira. It does.
Okie dokie. So let's find out what Samus has been up to since we've been away.
Hello, Raven and EJ. This is Selmus, the alchemical rogue, reporting in for my week in WoW. Friends and family ran delves to help gear up some of our newer level 90 alts. Rexual Healing completed a Pit of Sauron 9 key, without timing it, to help wind up Season 1. We also attempted an Algathar Academy 13 key, but it took us to school.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing what new and fascinating venoms await us in the next patch. Thank you all. Salmus out.
I don't like that they've made the last boss of the Algathar Academy really hard. I guess it doesn't matter now because the season's ending, but like I don't like the changes they made to the last boss.
No, it was fine. Like, just stop bringing that dungeon back, and then you don't need to change
Yeah,
it
exactly.
around
Like
anymore.
we don't. Yeah, exactly. We don't need it again. Thank you.
So Marie found Excavation of Hobbs Barrow a bit clunky on the Steam Deck and a bit too Lovecrafty and horror.
Oh,
Yes, it is. She also played a bit of Blacksmith Master and Wild Mender. She's installed Kinseed to try it next. The family have made it out of Hither after driving off the hag and blowing up her pool, and decided that hags must die. They are now progressing through Thither.
very good. Cheryl is in Assassin's Creed 3, potting around in midnight before the new patch and trying to survive the nightmare that their work has become again. Oh no, Cheryl! I'm so sorry.
Nadriel hit Torment 11 in Diablo 4 and has been potting around in WoW, Final Fantasy 14 and Warframe.
Pastomat survived a tornado ripping through his town. Good grief, Pastomat. His car and the building he works out of have been damaged, but he is grateful that this is all that happened, as some parts of the area have had entire blocks destroyed. Good grief, I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope everything's getting back to normal and can be fixed. In gaming, he's finished Crimson Desert, got the Spawn of Viranoth and the Luminous Spore Glider in WoW, changed up his UI using Ellesmere UI, and is looking at a couple of other add-ons. He has decided to do the last boss of each raid on LFR to get the trophies and might do some housing stuff. Very wise.
Good plan. Hold off making anything with professions from midnight, because the lumber costs are going to be halved in the patch. And you'll also find that currently, if you've got any housing dyes or pigments, you're not able to sell them. They've become war-bound, because if you remember,
they're all going away, aren't
dyes
they?
are all being changed up, so they just didn't want any of them, like anybody missing out, because they were stuck in the auction house. So those will all go back to normal once the patch drops. Ams has been doing 2 daily decor duels to get the transmogs before they go away, and also do the daily Voidstorm PvP NPC quest for 100 rep. He's got the last pet he needed from the Koresh Oasis finally.
Oh, finally.
I've forgotten about that.
Yeah.
Oh, I've still got some of those to get.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not pet hunting.
Also, that great big rare in the middle of the dome, which I've killed almost 100 times, still hasn't dropped me its mount. I appreciate everybody else in the world has that mount apart from me.
Yeah, I dropped it the first time I killed it.
Rarity keeps going, "You're so unlucky." I'm like, yeah, thanks, Rarity. Thanks.
Yeah, it dropped it for me the first time I killed it. Stilgar has been on holiday, has been in the lovely United Kingdom for the last 3 weeks, but did manage some group content on Friday. That in the pub with us is what he means. Yeah.
And finally, Phoenix Heart worked 6 days in a row. Boo!
Whoa!
Too much bad work talk this week. But when escaping, has managed to play Skyrim and is trying to beat the game. Ha 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 ha. Good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah, I don't think I know anyone who has finished Skyrim. I don't know if that's
possible.
I mean, somebody must have done, but I don't know anyone who actually has. I mean, like, we've all finished the main story, obviously that's super easy, but in terms of like doing absolutely everything, I don't know if that's possible.
Keep us updated. They've also been playing Pocopia and are looking forward to the new WoW patch. Lovely. Well, that'll be a show for us. If you want to get in touch with us, the best place to find us is on our Discord at bit.ly/GDW-Discord. We'd love it if you could drop us a follow over on Blue Sky at GDW Show or subscribe on YouTube at GDW Show. Remember, if you've enjoyed the show, drop us a like, follow, or a review on the platform of choice to help other people find us too.
Next week, obviously we're all going to be diving into the patch, but we're not going to talk about that next week because there's quite a lot to get on with and we want to give you a chance to have a go. So instead, what's the one thing you regret having done or having missed out on in WoW?
I'm really looking forward to finding out what people think, of what people put here, because I think that's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, we shall see.
So thank you for bearing with us while we had a week off from I. We will see you. Everyone try and stay as cool as possible.
Yeah,
especially Miss Ravenface.
Hang in there, UK peeps.
And we will see you in a week's time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.